A few weeks back, in an update, Infinity Ward had added in a bunch of cool new attachments for the Model 680 shotgun, which is my personal favorite shotgun of Modern Warfare. We got the Dragon's Breath attachment, along with some interesting new mag choices for the gun. The 6-round magazine comes in 3 different varieties: the normal Buckshot version, the Slug version, and of course the 6-round Dragon's Breath version. I've went over these briefly in other videos, such as the guide on Slugs and on Dragon's Breath, but I didn't really go over the normal Buckshot version, so I figured why not dedicate a whole video on this attachment specifically, so we can see if these attachments are actually worth running. The basic idea of this attachment is you trade loading in each individual shell for the model, and instead have a detachable magazine with only 6 rounds. And of course, this comes with its own pros and cons, so we're going to check all those out. Are these attachments useful or pointless? Well, let's go ahead and dive right into the good stuff. In case you're curious, I did all my testing using DaVinci Resolve, a free video editor program, and it was capped at 60 frames per second. Now on to the main topic at hand. Like I said before, the basic idea of this attachment is it gives you a detachable magazine, which helps increase your reload speed for the total amount of shells that you can hold, which is 6 obviously. It does also give us a little bit of a tighter pellet spread, and you also get a better aim down sight speed as well, which for the Model 680 is a great thing because it's primarily an aim down sights based shotgun. The downsides are that you lose some movement speed, and you can't run any other barrels on the 680, which is actually a pretty big downside in my opinion. So let's unpack all of this right now, starting with the base Buckshot version of the 6-round mag. The biggest thing you all probably want to know is, does this attachment help with range or damage or something like that maybe wasn't stated in the description? Well, the base Model 680 has a one-shot kill range of 15 meters. Yes, 15 meters, not 14 anymore. I tested it many times and I kept getting 15 despite 14 being the usual range a month ago, so I feel that some tuning may have been done here secretly. It's a good thing though. Anyway, 15 meters for the base 680, and 15 meters is also the one-shot kill range that you get with the 6-round magazine as well. If you want to think of it simply, the 6-round mag basically functions as the same base 680 in terms of range and damage. Now, it does say in the description that we get a tighter pellet spread as well. If you look at the picture of both the spreads when hip firing and aim down sights, you'll see that it is slightly more condensed, but really not all that much, and it reflects in the one-shot kill range since it's basically the same with or without this attachment. As you know, we can't increase this range with barrels using the 6-round attachment, so we have to rely on muzzle attachments, and the 2 important ones here are the Marauder Suppressor and the Choke. The Choke increases the one-shot range for the base barrel and 6-round mag attachment up to 16 meters, basically 1 meter. The Marauder, on the other hand, buffed it up to 19 meters, and that's a pretty significant boost in range, and it kind of caught me off guard. Even though I test this sort of stuff pretty often, I'm pretty sure this range was adjusted recently without any say in the patch notes. So the 6-round mag can one-shot with the Marauder Suppressor up to 19 meters, which is one of the best shotgun ranges in the game, only short behind the Sport Barrel. One of the big pros of this attachment though is the faster aim down sights time you get when you equip it. Normally your aim down sights time with the 680 is around 22 frames. Now this time may have also been adjusted recently, since usually I would get about 21 frames for it, but who knows, maybe it was an error on my part, but I tested it multiple times and kept getting about 22. With the 6-round mag, you can aim down sights fully in 20 frames, which is a 2-frame decrease. This goes for all the 6-round mag attachments if you're curious. The Slug and the Dragon's Breath versions also have the same aim down sights buff as well, so don't worry about there being any differences there. In terms of the movement speed penalty that we get with it, it's there, but it's not huge. However, it can get worse if you decide to run the XRK grip or the Merc 4 grip, which I do recommend, but in the end, it's a trade-off that isn't too bad compared to your level of lethality. As a side note, I just want to reiterate that the XRK grip is almost always the better choice over the Merc 4 grip. The XRK grip gives you a better aim down sights bonus, and it also doesn't penalize your movement speed quite as much. Now what I want to do is briefly talk about the Slugs and Dragon's Breath versions of this attachment, just to go over the main points of them. I've already went into good detail about these 2 particular ones in my other videos, my Ultimate Shotgun Guides for Shotgun Slugs and Dragon's Breath, which you should check out if you haven't by the way, but again, I'll give the basic stats for these now. For the 6-round Slugs, they function the same way as with Buckshot. You get a tighter spread and a quicker aim down sights time, but since they're Slugs, they have more range than traditional Buckshot. If you watch my video on Slugs, you'll know that Slugs are extremely difficult to use well, since they have spread and a steep bullet drop with unforgiving one-shot kill areas on the body. From chest and up, you'll be getting a kill up to about 15 meters, and then up to 34 meters you can get one-shot kills only if you hit the upper chest or the head area. As with most slugs on all the shotguns, I don't really recommend them at all, but when it comes to using slugs on the 680, if you have to use them, I would recommend using the 6-round slug mag and focus on getting a quick aim down sights time so you can snap aim to targets. And use the choke as well, which is the best attachment to use for slugs since it greatly reduces the random spread of the slug. If you want a recommendation on a setup for this attachment, try using it alongside the choke, the XRK grip, no stock, and a laser if you choose. For the 6 rounds Dragon's Breath attachment, again, it functions the same way as a traditional 680 with no barrels equipped. Dragon's Breath, as you know, features a one-shot kill distance where the initial pellet damage can kill someone, and then a burn one-shot kill distance where 3 ticks of burn damage will kill them alongside the pellet damage. For the base 680 and the 6-round Dragon's Breath attachment, the one-tap distance is 7.8 meters, and the one-shot burn distance is about 14 meters. Of course, with normal Dragon's Breath, you can extend these ranges with barrels, but using the 6-round attachment and muzzle attachments can boost it up slightly. For the choke, there wasn't really any difference at all, but with the Marauder suppressor equipped, it took our one-tap to 9.5 meters, and the burn distance to 17 meters. The pellet spread is a bit tighter than on the base 680 with Dragon's Breath, but it doesn't really make a huge difference here. So for the basic stats of the attachment, that's about going to cover most of it. The 6-round mag slightly reduces spread, but the main reason to use this attachment is the faster aim down sights time you can get. After seeing all of the stats and testing this out, I can give you a general idea of whether or not this attachment is really worth running. For normal Buckshot, it is definitely a viable attachment for a few reasons. You're getting a great boost of range if you use it alongside the Marauder suppressor with a potential one-shot kill range of 19 meters and a good aim down sights time boost overall. If you remember, my go-to bread and butter class with the 680 has always been the Liberator barrel combined with the choke. As of late though, I've been questioning its effectiveness compared to the 6-round mag class that I've been using. The one-shot range for the Liberator and the Marauder suppressor is about 19 meters, which happens to be the same as the 6-round mag with the Marauder equipped. The Liberator though slows your aim down sights time by about a frame on its own, compared to the 6-round mag and the Marauder suppressor, which give you a faster aim down sights time overall equipped together. I believe this range was buffed for the 6-round mag and the base 680, so as of now, the Liberator barrel is not quite as necessary as it used to be, since you can get virtually the same range with the faster aim down sights time using the 6-round mag with the Marauder equipped. Of course, the Sport barrel and Marauder though give you the best one-shot kill in class for Buckshot, but the 6-round mag is definitely worth it overall for a more balanced approach to shotgun running and gunning. For Dragon's Breath, I don't really recommend this attachment. I much prefer using the bigger barrels for consistency and range, and the aim down sights boost just doesn't really help me much at all since I still end up kill trading or not even getting the burn kill at all. I generally recommend using the bigger barrels and the suppressor for Dragon's Breath. For Slugs though, it is yet again absolutely worth it to run in my opinion. The class I used with relatively good success was with the 6-round mag, the choke, the 5mm laser, no stock, and the XRK grip. The aim down sights time was really snappy and I was able to work with this kind of, despite the Slug's shortcomings in most cases. Yes, you aren't getting the best one-shot kill ranges possible, but the ranges you get with the bigger barrels aren't really worth it in the working range for Slugs compared to the fast aim down sights time you can get with this attachment. So for Slugs and Buckshot, definitely give it a try and kit it out for aim down sights time, because at the end of the day, the 680 is an aim down sights shotgun, and if you're hip firing it at range, you are using it wrong in my opinion. And there you have it guys, why I think the 6-round mag is actually a viable and kind of overlooked attachment for the 680. Give it a try and remember to aim down sights as much as you can with the 680 and focus on that aim down sights time as well when you try these attachments out. Modern Warfare is going to keep being updated and get more and more content as time goes on, so be sure to subscribe and like what you see if you enjoy these type of videos. And with all of that being said and out of the way, I want to wish you all a happy day/night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!